I'm in this book club for. I'm a little bit behind on the book. I'm a little behind. I feel like I'm doing a lot in life. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm a pussy. But I'm definitely a little behind. But I do go to the meetings and I do pay attention and I do participate. Okay, and everybody's older than me by at least double my age, literally. And today, the guy who wrote the book, the author, he's an extremely insightful dude, devout Christian, and he's a fucking. He's just like a man's man. Extremely masculine guy, and he gets what it means to be a fucking man. And he said tonight, what are the odds that you've interpreted the events that have occurred in your life accurately? And he used the example of grandpa's, really quiet. He's mad. Why is grandpa an asshole? But like, you're 6 years old. You don't understand what PTSD does to a man. And the more you look back over the events in your life and you go back and kind of analyze everything slowly and surely, it helps you to understand that perspicacity is imperative. That you don't really know the state of people's mind. And this is odd. This isn't news. Like, I think this video and the last one haven't been super, super insightful. I feel like I'm not saying anything that's like mind-blowing. I don't know if I ever do, but it's just like when you order out everything that you hate about your past and that you are spiteful of everything that's occurred to you and the things that some people have done to you or that you believe they've done to you intentionally when really sometimes it wasn't. And you think and you go back, it's like really a lot of it was circumstantial. A whole lot. Maybe all. Just shit was kind of just happening and you were experiencing it. Maybe they didn't mean that when they said that. Maybe they didn't mean that when they did that. Maybe they thought it would work when it didn't and it hurt you. And maybe they are sorry. Maybe they are. And they're too afraid to say it. Maybe they don't have any self-control as a result of what they've endured in their childhood. How much do you know about them? Really? I mean, really know about them and their family. How much do you know about their grandfather? If you want to judge a man and you really want to know about him, you need to know his fucking grandfather, who he was. Because that'll tell you about the lineage, I feel as though I don't know what else more to say. It's just the older I get, the more I go through mentally. Like I'll kind of split things that happened to me into chapters. And now I'm old enough where I could analyze the chapter and fucking write actual comprehensible cliff notes. Because before I was like 6, 12, 15, 20. And I didn't really know what was happening. It was just happening. And now I can kind of go back and be like, that's what that meant. That's what this was. That's how that happened. That's a big one. That's how that happened. Something in my past really, really hurt me. And I didn't understand how it fucking happened. And so the way I kind of cope with trauma, I don't like that word. But because, in comparison to other people, my trauma is not anything, but I don't like that word. Something that happened to me. Whatever. The best way I found to get through that was to figure out exactly how that could have occurred. And if it could have happened to anybody. Like, step by step. I went through and I was like, this happened because of this, and this was the case, and this is the result, and nothing else could have been more true. It was inevitable. So that gives me peace, when I figure that out. That's kind of how I think through things, and that's kind of how I get some peace when I go through something serious, at least to me, It's still difficult. Everything's difficult. But the more firsts you have, thought about this, the more things get easier because you know how to navigate life a little more. You know what I mean? The first time something happens to you, it always sucks if it's a bad thing. But the second time, you kind of know how to navigate it. And I think in between those times, first and second, if you don't analyze and understand how that thing happened in the first place, the second time is going to fucking hurt just as bad. Because you're not going to see it coming. You know what I mean?